Gunnarsson for the point.
Back to better through the block and down.
Back to pass. He'll look to fire deep and intercepted. Stretchy diving. He's in.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
You're looking at the Union Insurance Field at the Thoraldson Athletic Complex on the campus of Central Cass High School in Castleton, North Dakota, as we get ready for the Central Cass Squirrels and the Oaks Tornadoes in tonight's North Dakota Class B 11-man matchup. Good evening, everybody. I'm Daniel Gunnarsson alongside Jerry Peralta for yourliveevent.com's broadcast of North Dakota high school football, featuring two Class B 11-man football teams out of the Southeast Division. The Central Cass Squirrels coming in with a record of 3-0 overall, 1-0 in the division, taking on the Oaks Tornadoes, who are 1-2 overall, 1-0 in the division. We're going to get an opportunity here from both head coaches in our Irie Insurance pregame show, along with some keys to the game and tonight's starting lineups. You're watching North Dakota high school football on yourliveevent.com.
Building incentives with affordable lots in great locations with amenities, and also city property tax abatement and free city utilities. For information, contact The Ada EDA is committed to improving the quality of life for Ada residents by providing assistance to new and small businesses, developing and assisting with affordable housing to provide economic growth in our community, and including building incentives with affordable lots in great locations with amenities, and also city property tax abatement and free city utilities. For information, contact City of Ada 784-5522 or visit the City of Ada website adamn.gov.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Welcome back to the Irie Insurance pregame show. Irie Insurance, for all your insurance needs, visit Irie Insurance online at IrieInsurance.com. That's IHRYINS.com. Daniel Gunnarsson alongside Jerry Peralta here in Castleton, North Dakota, getting you ready for Central Cass versus the Oaks Tornadoes. Had an opportunity to catch up with the Central Cass head coach, Tommy Butler, before the game and get a little insight from him on his team's performance so far to this year and his expectations for tonight's game. Here with the head coach of the Central Cass Squirrels, Tommy Butler. And Coach, appreciate your time this evening. And you guys are setting up for game number 2 in the division, game number 4 of the year. So far, so good. You guys have an unblemished record. Why don't you start there and take me through what has worked so well for you guys and your team to start the year?
Yeah, I would definitely say our biggest thing has been our team culture. Our older guys, our captains, have really bought into what we've been preaching. But we really had kind of a moment where we all kind of came together right before our first game, actually. And this group just feels a lot different than any group that I've ever had before, as far as the way that we've come together, the team atmosphere, the family atmosphere. And I think that you're seeing a byproduct of that on Friday nights. Is it's a team that we make mistakes, we do those kinds of things, but nobody's jumping on each other, nobody's freaking out or anything like that. It's just you're constantly just playing for each other. And again, I think that's been one of the biggest things that's really helped us this season so far.
Playing for each other is going to be put to the test a little bit tonight. Isaac Williams, among some of the notables that's going to be out for your team. How do you feel that your team has responded to the injuries in practice this week as they prepare for this game?
Honestly, I think they haven't missed a beat, to tell you the truth. Those guys that are hurt have been tremendous. Like you said, Isaac Williams has been a great help to our young linebackers. He's basically another coach for us. Nate Burley's another guy that's won't be playing tonight. That again, it's just been unbelievable. We'll have a freshman left tackle starting. He's almost like his personal coach. So again, to me, again, it just speaks back to our culture of our team is, even if there's a guy out or whatever, nobody's missing a beat. We're on to the next thing. It's our big motto has been growth over outcome. As long as we're growing, I think we'll be just fine.
Now that offense has been really solid so far this year. Give us a couple names that we can watch for in tonight's game that should be showing out and highlighting.
Yeah, our quarterback's been playing good with Brennan Maggio. He's been getting the ball distributed out to our athletes. And Jake Deutsch, he's our leading receiver. But we have a couple others that are really good, Frosty Wisniewski and Will Ellison. And then I think we have one of, if not the best back in the state, Owen Wiersma. Got great patience, great vision, explosive, and is willing to get downhill. Those guys are really leading us. And then our offensive line, I think, has been a huge upgrade from in the years past. And I think that's why you're seeing the explosive offense that we've had this year.
Defensively, what are you guys going to be keen on to make sure that Oaks doesn't, control the ball and move against your defense?
Yeah, it's stopping the run. Our number one goal is stop the run. Trying to make them one-dimensional. I think we have, great athletes in the back end as far as, taking away pass game. But, if a team can go, 50-50 on us, I think that's really hard to defend. But if we can shut their run game down, make them one-dimensional, throw the ball, I think we'll stand a good chance in this game.
Now, as you look at this game, how do you get your team to make sure, and you talked about a little bit with culture, but you guys are highly ranked in the state. That's no secret, and there are bigger aspirations than maybe just winning the division. Obviously, that's the start, but how do you, again, make sure that we stay focused, or your team stays focused, to put myself in your shoes there a little bit as you go from Oaks to the next game and so on?
Yeah, again, I think it's, we saw this thing, and that's where we got it from, was Kobe Bryant talked about how, he said, what would you rather have, the fear of failing or wanting to win? And he said, neither. I'm all about growth over outcome. As long as I'm growing, no matter what happens, if I win or if I lose, there's no fear to fail, because I'm always trying to get better from game to game, practice to practice, moment to moment. And again, I think our kids have really, really bought into that. Again, regardless of beating the preseason number one ranked team or playing Sargent County, who had a win on the year but was not as highly ranked. It was all about, are we getting better? Are we, again, we're going to make mistakes. And I think we're okay with the mistakes as long as we're growing from them and getting better. And again, I think our kids have really bought into that.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Coach. I appreciate it, and good luck tonight.
Hey, thanks, man. Go Squirrels.
Our thanks to head coach Tommy Hunter for his time on the Irie Insurance pregame show. When we come back, we will hear from the head coach of the Oaks Tornadoes, Greg Dobitz. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
Back here on the Irie Insurance pregame show, Daniel Gunnarsson with Jerry Peralta getting you ready for the Oaks Tornadoes taking on the Central Cass Squirrels. Had a chance to catch up with Greg Dobitz, head coach of the Oaks Tornadoes, get his input on tonight's game and his team's season thus far. Here at the head coach of the Oaks Tornadoes, Greg Dobitz. And Greg, first things first, you guys are coming off a nice victory last week against Fargo Grove. First in the division, first of the year. What was the key to success last week, and then do you feel like you have the ability to continue that momentum tonight against Central Cass?
Yeah, we found some offensive rhythm. We converted first downs, and that was kind of our sticking point the first two games is we really struggled to convert first downs. We hope to be able to do that tonight. Central Cass is going to present us some problems defensively. They're going to show us a system that's very unique, and they're going to bring pressure, and they live off havoc plays. They want to play in our backfield. So, it's really on our quarterback to identify the front, and then our offensive line to make sure that they block the right guys, and hopefully we can do those things tonight.
Talk a little bit more about your offense. Give us some guys that we can key on tonight, watch for as your offense tries to move it down the field.
David Schmitz, our running back, is going to make us go. If we can run the ball and if we can get through that first wave, we feel like we can break some chunk plays. Throwing the football, Xavier Vossler had a good game last week. He's growing. He's getting better. This will be his fourth varsity start. So, we're looking for improvement every start. We need to get the ball to Joey Heim and Noah Sunby and Blason Dolney. If we're doing that and getting it to him on the edge quick, hopefully we're moving the football.
Defensively, you guys are going to have a tall task. Central Cass has a lot of talented receivers on their end. How are you going to counter that with your defense?
First of all, it's disrupting the rhythm of the quarterback. If we're not able to disrupt the rhythm of the quarterback, then it's going to be a long night. We feel pretty good about being able to create some pressure on him, and we know that if we can get him to move a little bit, that he's not as good, right? So if we can disrupt the pocket and put him on the move a little bit, we've got a better chance. Injury-wise,
how are you guys sitting? Who's out? Who's not going to be able to play?
Yeah, our offensive line and defensive line has been hit pretty hard. We're down. We're really down 4 starters. Alex Roney's out tonight. Andrew Visto is out. Marcus Garza's out. Joe Schaefer's not here. And I think that's it. Those are 4 kids that have started games for us already this year, and they're not available tonight. So it creates an opportunity for some young kids to step up and get some playing time, and I'm excited to see how they fare tonight.
Last question for you. You mentioned that youth. You guys are a pretty young team, just even without the injuries, and as these Hornets try to take us out around us. How do you build confidence in the young players on your roster, especially going up, week in, week out with all these injuries and trying to build in that confidence? What do you tell them day in, day out of practice?
It's really just about getting better every chance we get. We had a discussion last night about, the way we do things. If we continue to do them in an average way, we can't expect greatness, right? So we've got to do great things, and we've got to give great effort, and that doesn't mean we're going to win the game all the time, right? But if we continue to do those little things, they all add up in the grand scheme of things, and hopefully by the end of the year, that makes us a really good football team. And it's a tall task tonight, and I didn't lie to the kids. They know that. We are the underdog, but sometimes the underdog bites that better team, and we're hoping to do that tonight.
Well, thank you very much, Coach. I appreciate it, and good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
You're listening to the Irie Insurance pregame, or watching the Irie Insurance pregame show on yourliveevent.com. When we come back, introduction of the starting lineups.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that people are really going to appreciate.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with your live event.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts, from edible bean equipment to air compressors and pressure washers to Georgia and Rocky boots and grills. Anything you need is under one roof at Emery Vistos Implement. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or go online to vistoimplement.com. That's vistoimplement.com for more information.
Every business has its special needs and its own unique set of challenges. That's why we treat your business just like ours, to make sure you are covered right. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and our agents have seen it all, and one slip-up can take a small business years to recover from. That's why it's so important for a small business to work with an insurance company that can save them money but also make sure they are protected. If you own a small business, we would like to work for you. Go to IrieInsurance.com to find a local agent near you.
Welcome back to the Irie Insurance pre-game show. Getting you ready for the Central Cass Squirrels and the Oaks Tornadoes. I'm joined alongside Jerry Peralta. And Jerry, quickly here before we get to the introduction of the starting lineups for both teams, you've had an opportunity to see a couple games of Central Cass in person. Just quickly, some thoughts, some ideas, maybe some insight to what you've seen that Central Cass has done well and what Oaks is going to be up against tonight.
Well, head coach Tommy Butler put it best. That their offense just needs to play with a lot of energy. They need to come out and make some big plays. They do have. I'm going to agree with head coach Tommy Butler here. They have, in my opinion, out of the games I've seen, probably one of the better running backs in the state, and Owen Wiersma. He's just found a way to really, pound the ball on the ground. He makes the most out of every single one of his touches. He's explosive. He's rushed for over 300 plus yards on the season so far, and it's only continuing to grow from there with as much production as he's getting. But I'm also going to say it's going to come down to the passing game. In the last game that I was here able to attend, the air ball was one of the biggest weapons the Squirrels had. Between the combination of Jake Deutsch and Brandon Maggio, Maggio just throwing the beautiful floaters and just hitting them on the run. So the Tornadoes are really just going to have to put a lot of pressure on Maggio, stop the run when they need to, and avoid giving up big plays, or the Squirrels are really going to torch them.
Central Cass, highly ranked in the state of North Dakota, number 2, in fact, in some polls as you look around the state. And we'll get a chance to introduce their defense to start things. Central Cass, when you look at that secondary, we'll go with Frosty Wisniewski, a 6 foot, 160-pound center at the cornerback position. Will Ellison, another senior, 6'2", 175 pounds, will man the other. The safeties are Jacob Deutsch and Owen Wiersma. At the linebacker positions, you have Kate McKinnon, Cade Olsen-Tinglestead, and Ashton Chapeski. On the defensive line, it'll be Tyler Cruchet, Dylan Sell, Miles Vance, and Garrett Haugen. So far this year, Squirrels giving up 245 yards per game, but they also have 8 sacks, 5 interceptions to go along with that as well. And defensively, last week, a 26-6 victory over Sargent County. For Oaks, coming in with a record of 1-2, overall 1-0 in the division. They're going to start out on offense, and we'll look across that offensive line to start. Starting at left tackle will be Briley Hammerman. At left guard, Cody Harris, both seniors. Sophomore Josh Maley will be starting at center. At right guard, a junior Landon Potasic. And at the right tackle, a senior Brandon Peters. Skill positions go as such. At the wideout, it'll be Barrett Jelinski. In another wideout position, you'll have junior Joey Heim. With the third wideout position, Noah Sunby, a 165-pound junior. The running back will be David Schmitz, 185-pound senior. Tight end will be Brogan Roney, a 175-pound sophomore. And the man under center, Xavier Vossler, 175-pound junior. 27 of 60 passing this year, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 200 yards through the air. With these two teams, of course, this is the second game of the division for them out of the Southeast. More games to come. We're about the halfway point of the season for both teams. Central Cass won the toss and elected to defer to the second half, and they will kick off to the Oaks Tornadoes. Oaks coming out in that road white uniforms with the black pants. Matte black finish on the helmet with the big orange O in the back, while Central Cass man in the home reds with the black pants. White helmet, numbers on the right side, the left, and the squirrel logo on the right. Kicking off will be Carter Verkota, And back to return for the Tornadoes will be Joseph Heim. And bringing it in will be Blason Dolney as he comes over the left side, past the 30, and then taken down by a host of Squirrels at their own 31. And that is where the Tornadoes will begin. Kickoff right at about 7:05 for this game. Xavier Vossler be under center, I formation, out in the backfield by David Schmitz. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks to his left, and it is brought in by Noah Sunby, who is taken down by a couple of Squirrels. Among them, Will Elson with the tackle. Gain up to the 37, and a gain of 6 on that pass. Second and 4 for the Tornadoes as they spread it out 4 wide. Vossler in the gun. One of the things that Coach Dobitz talked about before the game was just the different looks defensively that Central Cass was going to give Oaks as they handed off onto the right side. Gain of 2 up to the 39, setting up a 3rd and 2, and we saw some different defensive look there from Central Cass trying to counteract the spread formation from the Tornadoes. Third and 2 coming up here. Have to get to their own 41. Pistol formation for Vossler. And we're going to have a false start on the right tackle, Brandon Peters. Jump before the ball was snapped, and that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for the Tornadoes.
And not exactly how you want to go. If you're the Tornadoes, you get 2 decent plays. Bring it within a manageable 3rd and 2, and you just have get that false start, sends you back 5 yards to about a 3rd and 7. So third and long here coming up.
A little bit off schedule. Not something that Greg Dobitz wants to see right away from his team early on in the first quarter. Central Cass puts 6 in the line. They bring some extra pressure. Vossler hangs in the pocket, throws it out to the right side, and cannot avoid the tackle is Joey Heim. Nice tackle on the outside. Looked to be Owen Wurzma. Now the completion gets it back to the 40-yard line. Will set up a 4th and 1 and a decision for the Oaks Tornadoes, and we have a referee's timeout as the White Hat is talking with the head coach, Tommy Butler. I'm not sure what that conversation was about.
4th and short for Oaks.
And we'll see what the decision is here from Coach Dobitz. And more conversations now as well. with the umpiring crew. Gets the clock running, and it looks like Oaks is going to line up to go for it here.
Yeah, expect Vossler to just take it up the middle himself.
And that's exactly what he does, is he dives forward past the 41 and, in fact, gets all the way to the 43 for a first down. So a gutsy call as it was, but still the gain of 3 gives the Oaks Tornadoes a first down, and they're quickly back under center. Vossler in the I formation takes it, pitches it to the left side, bringing it around the left corner is Schmitz, as he is taken down by a couple squirrels on the tackle. Cade Olsen Tinglestead and Miles Vance in there. Back to the original line of scrimmage at the 43, but no more on the left side sweep for Schmitz. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Another shotgun formation. Vossler with 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Takes a snap. He's looking to his right, has pressure in his face, and then just throws it. Try to get it to Schmitz. Looked like it hit maybe a lineman, but that is not going to be intentional grounding as Schmitz was in the area. Great pressure brought by Tyler Cruchet on that one. No extra pressure brought by the Squirrels, just Cruchet coming off the edge very hard on that one, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and Garrett, that ball bounced right off the hands of Garrett Haugen. Almost an interception there by the Squirrels, and what a turnover that would have been to set them up in great field position on offense.
So Cruchet will take a break, grab some water, but the rest of his team is out there for this crucial 3rd and 10. Shotgun, Vossler looks to his right, rolls out to his right, throws it well over the head of Schmitz, and incomplete. Looked at maybe they were setting up a fake screen on the left side and then went to the right. Couldn't get Schmitz on that play, and it'll set up a 4th and 10 in a punting situation for the Tornadoes, with Blason Dolney back to punt and Jake Deutsch for the Squirrels back to receive.
Deutsch, one of those key players that Coach Tommy Butler mentioned in during his interview.
Dolney takes a snap. It's a low. It bounces. He gets it, and he gets it away, and then it is blocked. And he picks it up at his own 30, and he's trying to get away from the Squirrels, but he cannot as he's taken down at the 33. So a bad snap results in a blocked punt, and the Squirrels will take over from the Oaks 33-yard line. Bad to worse for the Tornadoes at the end of that drive.
And that low snap just caused the Tornadoes all kinds of problems. Couldn't really get that off, and too much pressure as the Squirrels just were right there immediately to get in front of that punt.
Now we get to see this high-powered offense of Central Cass spring into action, led by Brendan Maggio. He is in the shotgun, takes a snap, looks and throws to his left. Over there is Isaac Wisniewski, who gets a couple blocks and dives forward to the 35. Taken down on the play. Looked to be Trace Skoglin, with the tackle. So a gain of 7 on that pass. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 3. Great field position after the block punt. And that block aided by a bad snap from the center. Josh Maley. So again, we see a shotgun formation, 2 running backs in the backfield as Maggio takes a snap, looks, has pressure, steps up, throws to his right. He's looking for Wisniewski. It's over his head, out of the back of the end zone, incomplete as Wisniewski goes somersaulting into the host of students in that south end zone. And this will set up a 3rd and 3 for the Squirrels. Now the Squirrels have a host of really good wideouts. Frosty Wisniewski among them. He has 7 receptions so far this year for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jake Deutsch, though, he's the game breaker. Number 19, look for him, the 6-foot senior. He's on the far side as Maggio is under center. Oaks bringing the pressure, and they deliver, but it is busted very nicely by Owen Wiersma, and this Central Cass offense is Wiersma busting through the 15 up to the 11-yard line. A strong gain on the play of 14 for Owen Wiersma.
Yeah, Wiersma just found the lane that he really wanted, and using that power that we've seen that he just loves to play with, he just carried a few of those Tornado defenders with him for an extra gain.
Coach Tommy Butler calling him one of the best, if not the best, running back in all of the state of North Dakota. And the blitz brought by Oaks, the right call if it had been a pass, but it was well-designed play call by Central Cass to counter the blitz. Gain of 14, 1st and 10 from the 11. Pistol formation. Wiersma off the right side, breaks one tackle, and then is taken down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. Gain of 6. Wiersma. Adler Paper with the tackle. And they'll set up a 2nd and 4 from inside the 5. 2nd and 3 from inside the 5 for Central Cass. Comes into this game averaging 33 points per game. 346 yards, 153 of those on the ground. Wiersma, he's got 5 touchdowns this year, and he's looking for another as they pitch to the left, but we're going to get a false start on Central Cass before the play materializes.
Yeah, that motion on the left just caught, I believe that was one of the backs who just jumped a little early off the motion.
So pushing back 5 yards. Now a 2nd and 8 from the 9-yard line for Castleton. This drive beginning at their own 33-yard line. So far consuming just about 2.5 minutes.
Well, it started on Oaks 33.
Thank you. Yes, the Oaks 33-yard line.
Off the muffed punt.
Pistol formation. Here comes a blitz from Oaks. They get through. Nice blitz up the middle. Throw to the left side. Incomplete. Coming through with a head of steam was Landon Potocik, and he put Maggio on his back. Maggio had to let go of that ball before Deutsch had broken out of his route. Incomplete on the left side. Stand up at 3rd and 9. That time the blitz did work to perfection for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, Deutsch could have had the opportunity to get that. He slipped up though when he was breaking on his route and just couldn't catch up with it.
Deutsch, the big play receiver, has 6 touchdowns so far this year. He averages 27.7 yards per catch. Motion out of the backfield. They look over to that side. Wisniewski cannot bring it in. A little high over there. Incomplete. And it is 4th down. And so on to the field, it'll be Carter Verkota, the sophomore kicker for the Squirrels, but somewhat of a wasted opportunity here for Central Cass after amazing field position.
Yeah, and that's just good. That's just good aggressive play by the Tornadoes. They're really giving the Squirrels, giving the Squirrels a challenge, not letting them do what they want on offense.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So a 24-yard field goal is good for the Central Cass Squirrels, and they take an early lead, 3-0 with 6:14 left to go in the first quarter. You are watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
The team at Maple River Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
Back here in Castleton, yourliveevent.com's broadcast of North Dakota High School football. Central Cass Squirrels taking an early 3-0 lead over the Oaks Tornadoes after a 24-yard field goal by Carter Verkota. They'll have an opportunity now to kick off. And back to receive will be Joey Heim and Blason Dolney. This one is a nice end-over-end one. Again, Dolney with the catch at the 14, coming up the near side, looking for a block. Breaks one tackle, and then is ridden out at the 34-yard line. That's where Xavier Vossler and this offense will take over for their Tornadoes. They had a promising start to their first drive, only to be stalled out just outside their own 40-yard line, and we'll see if Vossler and this offense can get things going for the Tornadoes. Vossler in a pistol formation takes the snap, fakes to Schmitz, looks over the middle, and it is caught, hauled in, and brought down at the 45 is Joey Heim. There is a flag on the play, and on both sides of the field, in fact, and so we will see what the call is. For now, Joey Heim with a gain of 11. But it looks like this one's coming back.
Yeah, it looks like holding on the Tornadoes. And
it looks like an illegal motion on Oaks.
Oh.
And so the play will not stand. And, in fact, it will push him back 5 yards to the 29-yard line.
Kind of an interesting mistake there by Oaks Tornadoes. You know, you get the great passing catch for 10 yards. You get the immediate first down, but that illegal motion sends you back. And I honestly, I saw the flag and I was thinking this was a hold.
Came out pretty quickly, pardon me, right after the snap. They allowed the play to develop. And Vossler on a shotgun again, a fake to Schmitz, throws it back over the middle and incomplete. Looking for Brogan Roney over the middle, incomplete. Knocked out of his hands. Looked like Miles Vance had a beat on Vossler as well, coming off the blind side. As it stands, an incomplete pass. So Vossler now, after completing his first two, has missed on his last three, sits at 2 for 5 tonight. He'll go back under center with an I formation, dotted by David Schmitz. Blitz coming off that side. They'll go up back, and right away taken down is Trey Skoglin. Getting in there for the Squirrels, Tyler Cruchet with the tackle.
Cruchet just bullied his way past that offensive line to wrap up the running back there.
Been very impressed with the Central Cass defensive line. We've called Cruchet's number a couple of times, Miles Vance as well. Also on that line, you have Dylan Sell, a 6'3", 230-pound junior, and Garrett Haugen, a 6'1", 215-pound junior as well.
Well, and Greg Dobitz said that their offensive line has taken some hits, so, you know, the Central Cass Squirrels are going to capitalize on these opportunities.
Unable to capitalize on a third and very long, a 3rd and 15, in fact, as out there on the right side is Joey Heim, who makes a catch up to the 47-yard line, a gain of 18 on a 3rd and 15, and a first down for the Tornadoes on that pass.
Yeah, just a bit of a broken play. Nobody covering Joey Heim, just leaving him wide open to get that extra yardage.
Pistol formation, high end off to Schmitz. He tries to go up the middle. Vance is there, joined with, looked like Dylan Sell with the tackle as well. Schmitz gained about a half a yard on that one as it sits just outside the 47 as the Tornadoes are nearing midfield with 4:15 to go here in the first quarter. 3-0 is your score. Oaks putting up a strong fight, and one of the things that you like to see here, if you're Oaks, trying to bleed the clock, keep it out of the hands of that Central Cass offense, which they're doing. That play clock down to 5 seconds as Vossler takes a snap, hands it off to Schmitz over the left side, has some room, and dives forward into Central Cass territory at the 46-yard line. That one a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll set up a 3rd and 3. At this position, I would not be surprised to see Oaks maybe go for it on 4th down, assuming that they are able to either gain a little yardage or...
They're in 3rd down at the moment.
And we have a false start on Oaks. Looked like they were going a little bit of a wildcat formation there as they had Trey Skoglin in the backfield, and Vossler was over on the sidelines. And kind of to develop that thought a little bit more, Jerry, thinking that even if they weren't going to do anything on third down, maybe it was a no gain or an incomplete pass, my assumption was that where they're at on the field, going for it on fourth down was absolutely going to be a possibility. So you could have assumed 2 plays there, which might have been why they had the Wildcat formation. See if they could gain a little extra yardage, knowing that fourth down was going to be an option. But now sitting at 3rd and 8, back at their own 49, they're going to have to get some of that yardage back. Vossler in the shotgun, takes a snap, looks to his right, trying to avoid pressure. Now will throw it back to his left and underthrows his receiver, Blason Dolney, on that left side. One-on-one with Dolney was Will Elson. And that does set up now the 4th and 8 from their own 49, and a decision here for Dobitz. Does he play the field position game, or does he try to go for it here on 4th? And I think with this change of individuals, we're going to see a punt from Dolney as he backs up to his own 38. So an unfortunate end to the drive that looked promising. Penalties just really hurt you in the long run. Back to receive is Jake Deutsch as he stands at his own 14-yard line. Dolney, a better snap this time, gets it away. It's a low line drive punt that bounces just outside the 25 and takes a Tornadoes bounce down to the Central Cass 11, and that is where the Squirrels offense will take over with 2:41 to go in this first quarter. So a better snap and a better punt on that one, and Oaks now gets a better opportunity for their defense to have a long field behind them. So we will see how this Tornadoes defense responds. We'll see, in fact, how the Central Cass offense responds. They were gifted a really good opportunity in that last drive with the ball at their own, or at the Oaks 33-yard line. Now a longer field. Nearly 90 yards to go before Pater, or Brendan Maggio, who's in a shotgun snap. Spread. 3 wides to the left, and he throws it that way. Out to left side is Will Ellison, who gets a block on the outside and takes it past the 15 up to the 16-yard line for a gain of 5 on the play.
Brought down by Adler Paper. And expect the Squirrels to just keep going with these short screen plays until they get stopped. I mean, get 5 yards on every play. Your offense is really just going to want to keep attacking with that.
Central Cass looking for the play from the side. Maggio gets it, shotgun snap, looks to his left, now looks to his right, throws it out there, but a short throw as he's looking for Jake Deutsch on the right side, and it'll set up a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Maggio and Deutsch just really not on the same page. Deutsch cutting back on that route just a little too late. Maggio expecting him to be there earlier than expected.
Now, Maggio has not been sharp to start. 2 of 6 for 12 yards. There's been some throws that have been tossed under duress. That one not the case. He had plenty of time. Just an errant throw for Maggio as he was looking for Jake Deutsch. 3rd and 5 from the 16. Play clock now at 1. Maggio gets it off right before it hits zeros. Hands it off to Wurzma. Busts it up the middle and has nothing but green in front of him. 40, 30, 20. He is gone to Pater. Touchdown for Owen Wurzma. A 84-yard scamper and score hold. Everything, though, there is a flag back at the 30-yard line, and it appears to be a block in the back on Central Cass.
And what a tragic event here. The Owen Wiersma breaks one big for 84 yards there.
Yeah.
And it's going to go all the way back, and they'll repeat 3rd down.
What an unfortunate play.
And I mean, and it was a fantastic play for Owen Wiersma. Breaks through the line, breaks through that one tackle that he has to beat. Now, it's a manageable 3rd down here, so you could go back to Owen Wiersma yet again and get the 1st down. But just a tragic series of events if you're Central Cass. You get the touchdown that you want, and just penalties
penalties have been playing a factor in this game.
Absolutely, as it is a shotgun snap handoff going right up the middle and brought down hard on the tackle for Oaks. Trace Skoglund. Isaac Wisniewski with the carry. Gets 2 yards when he needed 1. Up to the 21-yard line. And it gives Central Cass that first down. Well, that was a nice hit by Skoglund on that play. Skoglund, his second tackle of the game. 165-pound sophomore. He's one of the leading tacklers on this team with 38. 4 of those tackles for a loss. Maggio looks out to that side. Again, it is Wisniewski. This time he is wrapped down at the 21. No gain on the play. Nice pursuit by the defense.
And the defense for the Tornadoes just read that really well. Saw that it was just going to be a quick screen to Isaac Wisniewski and just chased him down and got him, put him down on the ground.
So Oaks defense very good in pursuit as they'll bring up a 2nd and 10 as we're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Central Cass with a 3-0 lead on the Oaks Tornadoes. Shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield with Maggio as he puts Ellison in motion to his left, looks that way, finds a wide open receiver as he carries defenders with him, moving. The line is Marcus Bifford. Nice completion and a first down up to their own 34-yard line, so a gain of 13 on that play. Bifford, haven't heard his name called at all. Good to see him get on the score sheet with that one. And that is going to be potentially the last play of the quarter, although Central Cass, who had been taking their time lining up before, gets up to the line of scrimmage quickly as we get under 10 seconds. Maggio takes a snap. He's going to hand off to Wisniewski off the right side, who is then drugged down by the Oaks defense on the tackle, Mario Garza. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Your score at the end of 1, Central Cass 3, Oaks nothing. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I'm the first kid in my family to have graduated from college. And then at NDSCS, they told me, hey, look, you can get credits for this, you can go further. So I start to see like my horizon broaden up. I'm going to be pretty unstoppable. My name is Julie, and I'm here for my future.
You couldn't pick a better community to be a part of. I've actually been to another college, and this one was a far better experience because of the support of the faculty and the staff here. It's just outstanding. My name is Andrew, and I'm here for my future.
Welcome back to Central Cass Stadium in Castleton, North Dakota. Daniel Gunnarsson alongside Jerry Peralta. Broadcasting North Dakota Class B 11-man high school football. The Central Cass Squirrels with a 3-0 lead as we begin the second quarter of action over the Oaks Tornadoes. Make sure and stay tuned after the game for the RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game so far. Really haven't seen an advantage from either team, although Central Cass, which began this drive at their own 11, has pushed it to the 39-yard line. It'll set up a 2nd and 5. Out of the shotgun formation, Maggio looks to his right, throws to his right, and that one is hauled in at the 46-yard line. That's Jake Deutsch with his first catch of the game, and that one is good for 7.
And that's exactly what that's the look that Brendan Maggio has been looking for, is to get it to Jake Deutsch. Him and Deutsch have had a connection throughout this season. They've been breaking off some big plays.
Well below his season average of 27.7 yards per catch, but just to get him involved at this point is good enough, I believe, if you're a Central Cass fan. Jake Deutsch Lines up wide right, 2 in the backfield with Maggio. He takes a snap, drops back, feeling no pressure, then steps up and then is hit and loses the ball. It ends up in the arms of the Squirrels. Coming around on that sack was Mario Garza, who knocked that ball out of Maggio's hands, recovered by the Squirrels at their own 45, so no loss on the play. Could have been disastrous, and Garza now with a nice sack and fumble on the play. And boy, one of the individuals that we did not in a highlight coming in, but he has had an impact so far on defense as he lines up on that near side. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and it's Wiersma again. Patient running from the running back. Disposes of one defender before he is finally taken down deep in Oaks territory at the 33-yard line. Finally, Joey Heim with the tackle, but the run up to the 33 and quickly to the line are the Squirrels.
Wiersma just really trying to get a lot of those yards back.
Shotgun, Maggio looks to his left. He's got Deutsch wide open, and Deutsch drops it. Had a touchdown in his hands, and Jake Deutsch could not haul it in. A good pitch and throw, and caught Oaks sleeping. But Maggio and Deutsch could not connect on 6.
And as you said, Deutsch had it in his hand, just slipped right past him. And Deutsch is going to be he's going to be looking for some redemption here.
Yeah, you don't hear that often from Jake Deutsch, a drop pass. 6 touchdowns on the year for him.
Well, especially on a play where Deutsch had some room.
Maggio shotgun, handoff up the middle. It is Wiersma again. And he is taken down after a gain of 5 up to the 28-yard line. He's starting to gain some momentum from the rushing standpoint. Up to 50 yards on 4 carries. And he will check himself out of this one. Looking to get his jersey fixed on the sideline. In his place will be Isaac Wisniewski. He's had a couple nice gains so far tonight. Maggio, shotgun formation. Hard count. Looks like he gets the Tornadoes defense to jump off sides on a 3rd and 5, and that might be enough for a first down for Central Cass. Well, that is a tough one for the Tornadoes. They had an opportunity to get off the field. And I believe they're going to have to measure.
5-yard penalty.
No, they're going to say it is short of the first down by inches.
3rd inches coming up for the Squirrels.
But it's a very manageable 3rd down here. We've seen that when the Squirrels have at least 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, they're able to pick up those first downs thanks to this impressive running game they've had.
Shotgun formation, Wisniewski in the backfield with Maggio. He'll hand it off to Wisniewski, who bounces off a couple Tornadoes defenders and gets to the 20-yard line. Gain of 3 on a 3rd and inches for Wisniewski.
Result of the run, another Squirrel, first down.
Josh Maley in there on the tackle as well.
So on the 20-yard line exactly here. Squirrels in the red zone now, looking to punch this one in and maybe put up a touchdown.
A slim lead for the Squirrels, 3-0 with just about 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Wiersma back in on the right side, takes the handoff from Maggio, but is met in the backfield by many Tornadoes. First among them was Trey Skoglund. No gain on the play, and Trey Skoglund, like we said, one of the better defenders on this team, has 38 tackles, 4 for a loss coming in. That is his 3rd so far tonight. He has been very active in that backfield, only a sophomore for Oaks, and this is a young team, the Tornadoes. They only carry 7 seniors on their roster, and they have had some injury issues to deal with this year. One individual in particular, Alex Roney, a senior defensive tackle, had 19 tackles, 6 of them for a loss. Obviously not in tonight's game, as Coach Dobitz alluded to beforehand. Brendan Maggio took the shotgun snap, but we have a false start before that against Central Cass, pushing them back 5 to 2nd and 15. And really, it's not just Oaks dealing with the injuries. Central Cass dealing with them as well. But when you're a team as young as Oaks is, to lose a senior like Alex Roney, that's tough.
It does play a factor because you lose that veteran experience on the team, the person who could be your captain and really guide these younger players in the right direction. And when you lose that, it does hurt a team.
Maggio shotgun, takes it. Looking to his right, has all kinds of time, then throws it underneath. Caught out there in the flat by Ellison, who is ridden down after getting past the original line of scrimmage up to the 18, gain of 7. Out there on the tackle for Oaks, David Schmitz.
A 3-yard gain on the play.
So Will Ellison, listed as a fullback, has been active in the passing game for the Squirrels, catching that one underneath. They sent some routes deep. Good coverage by Oaks, setting up a crucial 3rd and 8 for the Tornadoes defense. Can they hold? Shotgun. Maggio has pressure up the middle. He rolls to his left. He's looking. Will he run? Will he throw? He'll throw. Deep back end zone. Frosty Wisniewski was there. So was the Oaks defense in Barrett Galinsky. It falls incomplete out of the back of the end zone. A high-risk throw from Brendan Maggio. Looked like he had a little bit of room in front of him to run. Decided to try and throw it up to Wisniewski. Incomplete. 4th and 8 now for the Squirrels. And again, decision time for head coach Tommy Hunter. Pardon me, Tommy Butler.
And they are going to go for it here. So on a 4th and long.
At the Oaks 18, Maggio takes the snap. Pressure up the middle, nicely picked up by Ellison. Throws it underneath, incomplete. Looked like Maggio was hit on the play. And coming in, creating pressure for the Tornadoes was Mario Garza yet again, and the incomplete pass causes a turnover on downs for the Tornadoes defense, and another stand for Oaks. Unbelievable.
Oaks defense holding strong here. Now they're going to look towards their offense to put together a long drive, give their defense a rest, and maybe put some points up on the board here.
And a long drive as well for Central Cass. That one consuming just about 10 minutes of game time, resulting in no points. Oaks taking over from their own 18-yard line. It'll be a handoff up the middle, trying to gain some room as David Schmitz, but he goes nowhere. May have even lost a yard on that play.
Schmitz having a pretty good year so far for the Tornadoes, rushing for over 250, almost 250 yards coming into this game. But the Central Cass, they've just been able to shut him down.
There'll be a couple plays that we'll look back on for Central Cass in that last drive. The block in the back on the Worsma long touchdown, the drop touchdown by Jake Deutsch, both going to sting a little, especially if Oaks can do something on this drive as Vossler throws it out to the left side over. His intended target on that side was Adler Paper. High on that play, incomplete. Setting up a 3rd and long for the Tornadoes.
3rd down, Squirrel fans, 3rd
and so far the Squirrels defensively have just managed to bounce back. They're making they made a couple big plays there. They got the initial run for a loss. It was only a loss of 1, but it does help. And then with good secondary coverage, they're not letting that pass go through.
Vossler shotgun formation, takes the snap. Again, he's looking to his left. He's going to throw a go route over there on that right side. Brandon Dolney cannot haul it in. I don't know if he would have been able to stay in bounds had he brought that one in. Incomplete pass and a 4th and 11 for Oaks. So the turnover on downs, Oaks doesn't do much with it. In fact, they take off less than a minute from the clock and will have to punt. This has been an adventure. The first time out, it was a bad snap, caused a block punt set up a short field for Central Cass. They converted that into 3. A better snap this time. Punt again, a low line drive. Bounces at the Central Cass 40, their Oaks 40, and then is picked up there by the Tornadoes by Levi Lovelace. And a very short punt, only gains 23 yards. And the Squirrels again with phenomenal field position at the Oaks 40.
Second time in this game that the Squirrels have started within the Tornadoes, within Tornado territory, but both drives so far though really not resulting in much.
Maggio, shotgun formation, takes a snap, will hand it off to Wiersma, but he's got nowhere to go. That Oaks defense swarming to the ball carrier. First among them, Brogan Roney with the tackle for the loss. A 3-yard loss back to the 43-yard line. Roney with a nice tackle on that one.
Yeah, not exactly what you want. It looked like Wiersma kind of tripped up on his feet there, which slowed him down, and the Tornadoes' defensive line just managing to break through Central Cass.
Shotgun again for Maggio. He stands back, crosses midfield. Looks like a little screenplay set up for Wiersma, and set up very nicely. Tucks in some blockers, gets past the original line of scrimmage down to the 38-yard line, a gain of 5. Nice play call from Central Cass to get some of that lost yardage back on the play. It'll set up a 3rd and 8.
Penalties playing a factor for both teams so far. A couple penalties have overturned some Squirrels touchdown and have affected the Tornadoes on drives.
3rd and 7 for Central Cass. This has been a bit of an adventure for them. At the Oaks 37. Maggio looks to his left, has plenty of time, and out there he finds Jake Deutsch one-on-one, who stiffs arms the defender, who finally drags him down. Barrett Galinsky out on an island with Jake Deutsch. This one he hauls in, converts the 3rd and 7 for a first down to the 18-yard line, gain of 19 for Central Cass. His second catch of this ball game, Jake Deutsch, trying to make up for that drop touchdown he had earlier in this quarter. That one helps. Get a nice first down. That looked to be right on schedule. Great timing from Maggio to Deutsch. Maggio in the backfield with him is Wiersma. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Takes the snap, hands it off. Wiersma up the middle and quickly brought down on that right side again. Brogan Roney with the tackle after a gain of 2 up to the 16-yard line. Second and 8 as we go under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. 3-0 our score. Central Cass with the lead. Ball on the Oaks 16-yard line. Been a fast-paced first half. Maggio takes the snap. Again, Wiersma handoff right side looking for room. Nice little cutback inside, dragging defenders inside the 10. Down to the 7-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play for Wiersma, and a first down on his 7th carry of the game.
And looks for the Squirrels to just keep pounding the ground with Wiersma as he stays out on the field. No need to risk a turnover here by going through the air.
We heard it from the head coach on this pregame show. He feels like Wiersma is one of the best running backs in the state, and he's going to ride him here as he hands it off. Maggio does to Wiersma, who gets inside the 5 down to the 4. So his 8th carry puts him over 60 yards for the game. Up to the 3-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. So a 2nd and goal for Central Cass, looking to put it in the end zone for the first time tonight. Not the first time that they've been in the red zone tonight. In fact, this is the 3rd time that they've been there. However, an incomplete turnover on downs and a field goal were the results last time. This is a pitch to the right side. Wiersma, nice cut inside the left, and he finds pay dirt for the touchdown as Central Cass puts it in the end zone on a 4-yard gain by Owen Wiersma with 3:06 to go in the first half. And again, he gets to that outside and makes a nice little cut. Subtle move, but allows him to gain those extra yards needed for the touchdown as Carter Rakota's extra point is up and good. 10-0 Central Cass with the lead over Oaks with 3:06 to go in the first half. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
The Central Cass Squirrels hold a 10-0 lead over the Oaks Tornadoes as you are watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com. Daniel Gunnarsson with me, Jerry Peralta. Central Cass capitalizing that drive with 3:06 to go in the first half, and Owen Wiersma 3-yard touchdown run, making it 10-0. Now, Oaks offense has not really been able to do a whole lot tonight. They're going to get the ball and will be looking to at least move it, create some momentum as the Verkota kick goes over the head of Joey Hyman, trickles into the end zone for a touchback. So the drive will start on the Oaks 25-yard line.
Yeah, and you going back to the Owen Wiersma touchdown, I mean, just again showing his strength that he, carrying a couple defenders along with him. He wasn't going to be denied another touchdown, and he just bullied his way into the end zone.
He's just got some very subtle moves, nice cuts. He's a strong young man for this football team. Wiersma really doing well as the snap is low, but it is handled well by Vossler. Hands off to Schmidt, who's looking out to that right side. Now we're going to get a flag. 2 flags coming in as Schmitz is driven out of bounds by the Central Cass defense. However, this one is most likely coming back. Looked to be a holding on Adler Paper out there on the right side as Cade McKinnon was looking to break away, threw up his arms, and that is exactly what the call is, a hold against Oaks. Not the way you want to start this drive from your own 20.
Well, especially not after being able to pick up a couple of yards there on the very first play. Even though it was a low snap, Schmitz was able to, Vossler was able to get the ball up and give it off to Schmitz for a few yards gained, but ultimately just doesn't matter.
Make it a 1st and 15. From the 15-yard line, Oaks, shotgun formation, they spread it out. 3 to the left, and they throw it that way as well. A throw that is tipped, and it is almost intercepted. Out there was Joey Heim, who had the ball just go off his fingertips and almost landed in the fingertips of Cade McKinnon. In fact, McKinnon did have a hand on it, but dropped it. And luckily for Oaks, they avoid big-time disaster with that one. And it will set up a 2nd and 15.
Yeah, you don't want to give the Squirrels that much room, that much start of a favorable starting position on a turnover, especially within the 16-yard line of your own red zone. It's just luckily for the Tornadoes, it was dropped.
2nd and 15. Vossler will hand it off to Schmitz, who's looking for room up the middle. Not much there. In fact, just 2 yards. Make it 3 up to the 18-yard line for Schmitz. Now, Coach Tommy Butler, will he start burning timeouts here? Does have all 3 left for Central Cass. Letting this clock run at this time after that gain of 3.
3rd down, Squirrel fans, 3rd and 12 for the Tornadoes.
Bring up a 3rd and 12 for Oaks. And here's Greg Dobitz taking his time, allowing this clock to melt down, and I believe he's going to call a timeout once this clock hits 0, and does, or right before 0, I should say, and allows for both teams to take a moment and get set for this 3rd and 12 coming up. Remember, stay tuned after the game for our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. And right now, Jerry, if I were to guess, Owen Wiersma, if we go into that halftime locker room, will be the leader for that award. He has really come on strong late here in the first half.
Yeah, definitely. Owen Wiersma just showing why head coach Tommy Butler considers him to be one of the best, if not the best, running back in the state. I mean, just the amount of power and energy that he gives with whenever he's given the ball, and he just gives the extra effort, always dragging defenders, trying to find that open lane. He did have a couple missteps early to start, lost his footing on a play or two, got the Tornadoes defense managed to just blow up a play, and he couldn't really go anywhere. But he has just shown, no matter what, that he will, once he finds a lane, or if he finds the hole he wants, he's going to go for it, and he can't be stopped.
3rd and 12 for Vossler as he takes the snap, and he's going to run it to the right. Pardon me, that's Brendan Dolney taking the direct snap, and he is chopped down up at the 25-yard line. Brendan Dolney taking that carry for Oaks. On the tackle for Central Cass was Marcus Bifford. So Marcus Bifford getting in there with the tackle, stopping that, and a timeout Central Cass. That ball carried up to the 25-yard line. So a gain of 7 on that play, but still short of the first down for Oaks. The direct snap caught me off guard, caught you off guard as well. I'm just assuming it caught you off guard, Jerry. I don't know.
It caught me off guard, well, because I didn't really see who was in the quarterback position. I was expecting it to be Vossler, but then when you corrected, and I was caught off guard a little bit by this.
Central Cass as well almost caught off guard. A nice chunk of yardage gained by the Tornadoes. And while it doesn't accomplish the goal of getting the first down, the curiosity now plays into, will they feature something like that again on, say, a 1st and 10 or a 2nd and 10? Brandon Dolney, we don't hear of him much on offense, but he's back to receive kicks. He's their punter, and he's a guy that does receive punts as well. So he's got some explosiveness. And if there are other ways that you can get him the ball at an offense that has been scuffling a little bit, you're not out of this game by any means. Now, granted, with a minute 44 to go here in the first half, you're about to punt. You want to make sure and hold things down against Central Cass.
Well, and that's something that the Oaks defense has been able to do. They've stopped Central Cass on several drives, especially ones that have resulted with them in the end zone. They've given up a field goal and only 1 touchdown. Luckily there was a possibility they almost gave up a long touchdown run, but due to a turnover or due to a penalty, it was called back.
So that is a kick by Vossler that ended up hitting an Oaks player. I don't think Oaks realized it as the punt went down to the 45-yard line of Central Cass. They recovered it as if it maybe hit a Central Cass player. Unfortunately for them, it does stay with the Squirrels.
Well, I mean, Oaks, give them credit, playing with 100, giving all they can out on the field there. Trying to rush towards a potential or a live ball that they could recover and maybe get their offense back out onto the field.
Central Cass will take over from their own 45-yard line with a minute 35 left to go in this half. Maggio, shotgun snap, drops back. He looks again to his left, has pressure in his face, rolls out to his left and throws it at the feet of Will Ellison, who kicks it harmlessly away into the sideline, incomplete.
Trying to get that to Ellison. Maggio just released that one a little too late, and we see just hits the ground. Well, doesn't even find its target.
Brogan Roney with the pressure as well to flush Maggio out of the pocket. Maggio now with that pass. If I can do math quick here, 16th pass of the night. Offense feels a little bit pass heavy as Maggio will do it again as he drops back, steps out of pressure, launches it over to Jake Deutsch, who almost had the ball in his hands, but coming in at the last moment, Brandon Dolney knocking it away out of the hands of Jake Deutsch, falling to the ground, incomplete.
And had Dolney not been there, that would have been a completion to Deutsch, because nobody, and probably a touchdown. Nobody was around him besides Dolney.
And Dolney has made some really strong plays tonight, defensively, offensively, and I've really liked his contribution coming into this one to help out the Oaks Tornadoes, as Central Cass will set up at a 3rd and 10 from their own 45. Maggio takes the snap, looks to his left, throws to his left, and a miscommunication. Deutsch was running the go. Maggio threw the comeback. Deutsch ended up at the Oaks 25, and the ball was back at the Oaks 40, incomplete pass. So a quick 3 and out for Central Cass, consuming all of 18 seconds off that game clock. And now Oaks will get the opportunity to do something here with 1:18 to go.
Yeah, not the drive that the Squirrels were kind of looking for. They're trying to go through the air and move the ball down quickly, but just some good defensive plays there by the Tornadoes.
Nice snap and kick. Beautiful punt in the air done by Brendan Maggio, and a fair catch called for and brought down by Brendan Dolney at the 20-yard line. So Maggio, who has been a little bit inconsistent in the pocket, does make up for it with a strong leg and a $1.12 to go here now in this first half. 10-0 is our score. Central Cass with the lead over Oaks. The Tornadoes came in a little banged up. According to Coach Dobitz, they lost 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen so far this year. And while offensively it has been a struggle, defensively they have shown up. They have made some plays tonight, but Xavier Vossler and this offense, they need to get something going. He starts things out under center. We'll take it. We'll hand it off to Schmitz, who has some room on that left side, then cuts it back in, and a gain of 6 for Schmitz as he is taken down by a host of Squirrels defenders.
And the clock will continue to run as we reach the final minute here. And the Tornadoes with some hurry-up offense as they're already back at the line.
Vossler under center at the 26. Takes it. It's going to be another handoff to Schmitz, this time dragging defenders, grabbing a couple extra yards up to the 28-yard line. And again, really somewhat of a hurry, but not much as the clock continues to tick under 30 seconds here. And Oaks right now appears to be content to go into the locker room with a 10-0 ball game, although they do have to get off at least one more snap. There's a 2-second difference between play clock and game clock. So under center went Vossler, and before he could take the snap, head coach Tommy Butler takes the timeout for the Squirrels to gather his team on the side. 3rd and 2 is the down and distance. But with 14 seconds to go in the first half, even a first down here for Oaks, unless it's something significant, doesn't really help you much. And you got to believe that with Coach Tommy Butler taking this time out, he's looking to talk to him about not letting the big play hurt them. That's really what you're trying to prevent against here at this time of the game.
Well, and that's the one thing that the Central Cass Squirrels defensively have been able to do. They've been able to apply a lot of pressure and not give up the big plays. They've had a couple breakdowns which have resulted in 15, 10-plus yard gains, but that hasn't happened very often. They've managed to shut down the run game and apply a lot of pressure to Vossler, so he's not comfortable in the pocket. But if you're head coach Tommy Butler, you're looking at your secondary and saying you do not, play on these guys. You don't have to stick with them stride for stride, but just make sure you're in the zone if they do decide to throw this up.
I formation for Vossler and the Tornadoes. And we are going to get a false start. They were looking for some motion from Roney, and he started to move and then went back set and then moved again, and quickly the flag came from the far sideline, so a 5-yard penalty sets up a 3rd and 7. Much like a balk in baseball is kind of what I would relate that to. Start the motion, realize I'm not ready yet, hoping nobody notices. They notice. 3rd and 7 now for Oaks. Again, back to the I formation. Vossler takes a snap, hands off to Schmidt, going over that left side, still turning those legs, rolls over a Central Cass defender, and is brought down at the 28-yard line. So another gain of 5, and that will do it for the first half of action here from Central Cass. Your score at the break: the Central Cass Squirrels 10, the Oaks Tornadoes nothing. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises. Have you been thinking about upgrading your planter? Take advantage of up to 10% cash discounts on all precision planting equipment through August 31st. Rebates of up to $200 per roll with Delta Force V-Drive and Speed Tube are also available with cash discounts or our financing options. Now is the time to upgrade your planter at the lowest pricing of the season. Stop by for a visit. RDK Enterprises, now open in Hillsboro and Drayton, North Dakota, or look us up at planterdoc.com.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
If you're in need of Minnesota and or North Dakota high school athletics coverage, head to YourLiveEvent.com so you don't miss out on moments like these.
Straight up the middle, bounces, he's open, he's down the field, touchdown, Nuggets!
Go to our YouTube page at Your Live Event, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated.
Intercepted!
Follow us on Twitter at Your Live Event 1 and on Facebook at Your Live Event.
Harvest is more than the act of reaping what you've sown. It's the culmination of months of hard effort, along with a few weeks of working 24/7 to bring the crop in. At Sesvanderhof, we're continuously working to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature, so that you can end each harvest on a high note. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sesvanderhof, a passion that grows.
The Ada EDA is committed to improving the quality of life for Ada residents by providing assistance to new and small businesses, developing and assisting with affordable housing to provide economic growth in our community, and including building incentives with affordable lots in great locations with amenities, and also city property tax abatement and free city utilities. For information, contact City of Ada 784-5522 or visit the City of Ada website adamn.gov.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Perfect. Welcome back to Castleton, North Dakota on YourLiveEvent.com. Daniel Gunnarsson with Jerry Peralta broadcasting North Dakota High School Class B 11-man football. It is halftime here of the Central Squirrels and Oaks Tornadoes football game. Central Cass with a 10-0 lead over the Oaks Tornadoes. These two, of course, battling in the Southeast Division of Class 11-man, Division B. Both come in with a division record of 1-0. Jared Peralta has some scores from around the state.
Yeah, also in North Dakota class 11B or Class B 11-man football. Sargent County currently taking on Oak Grove. That is a tied game at the start of the third quarter, 6-6 between Sargent County Bulldogs and the Oak Grove Grovers. Also, you have Hillsborough Central Valley taking on Northern Cass. That is a 29-0 lead in favor of the Burros at halftime. Then also looking in Fargo, the EDC, West Fargo Cheyenne is playing host to Shanley in a homecoming matchup. West Fargo Cheyenne currently down 14-17 in the second quarter. And then looking at some 9-man football, North Dakota 9-man football, Finley Sharon Hope Page taking on Larimore. Finley Sharon Hope Page currently leading at halftime 40-16. And you can watch all of those games on yourliveevent.com or on YouTube at Your Live Event.
Halftime here at Central Cass. 10-0 is your score. The Squirrels with a lead over the Oaks Tornadoes. We'll take a break when we come back. Some first half stats and a little recap on the action that took place. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
Starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Back here at Central Cass High School, Farmers Union Insurance Field at Thoraldson Athletic Complex on the campus of the Central Cass High School in Castleton, North Dakota. If you haven't had an opportunity to come out to this sports complex, you're missing out. It is a beautiful place. The softball field just to the north of the football field is all turfed out. I had an opportunity a few years ago when they had first opened that field to take place and help out with a couple of softball games there. They have really done a wonderful job here in Castleton with this high school and their athletics, and it has shown a lot of really good teams, both on the girls and boys sides of things, and the football team especially so far this year, very highly thought of, ranked second in state, 3-0 overall, 1-0 in the division. But tonight, they have been in a battle with the Oaks Tornadoes, who come in with a 1-2 overall record, but 1-0 in the division. It's 10-0 at the half. Quickly, just want to go over some stats. We'll start with the Central Cass offense and Brendan Maggio, who has thrown for 65 yards, but has been inconsistent. 8 for 18 so far tonight. A little bit streaky at a spot where he completed 3 in a row and actually had hit 4 out of 5. And then to end the half, missed 3 in a row. In fact, one pass, just a miscommunication between him and Jake Deutsch, who has been one of the top receivers tonight. 2 catches for 26 yards. You also have Owen Wiersma with 3 catches for 18 yards. He's also done quite a bit on the ground. 9 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown for him. In fact, Central Cass's only touchdown, the other score coming on a 24-yard field goal by Carter Verkota. On the Oak side, offensively, Xavier Vossler with 27 yards. He is 4 for 9 with his completions. He hit Jody Heim with a long touchdown, a long reception of 18 yards. That is the longest catch Joey Heim has for this team tonight. Rush-wise, it has been David Schmitz, who has 7 carries for 23 yards. Offensively, Oaks, they themselves have been stymied throughout this game, so it really has been a battle defensively. But, Jerry, I want to bring us back, if we're going to highlight really one drive in particular in that first half. It's the drive that began at the Central Cass 11 for the Squirrels, and that drive consumed a total of 10 minutes and 5 seconds, and Central Cass appeared to have 1 touchdown when Owen Wiersma rushed for about 84 yards, and that one was called back for a block in the back, and then later in the drive appeared to have another touchdown in the hands of Jake Deutsch, but unfortunately he ended up dropping the ball. That drive right now is standing out to me as really the key reason that Oaks is in this game. And by the way, just to put a bow on that, Central Cass ended up turning it over on downs on that drive just to end it all. But this game could look completely different had Central Cass been able to put that in the end zone, especially if it had been a Wiersma long touchdown. Could have been a backbreaker.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this game could be completely different. Central Cass could be up by who knows how many points. If they had scored initially on that 84, possibly 84-yard touchdown run from Owen Wiersma, that puts them up or where they're at now, 10-0. Then a few more drives happen in that first half. But when it doesn't happen like that, it does play a factor. And you've mentioned it. This is a defensive battle, probably not one that probably not one that anybody was expecting coming into this. You would think the Tornadoes would struggle against this very talented Central Cass offense, but they've just found a way to put Brendan Maggio, put pressure on him, and that's exactly what Coach Dobitz has wanted to do. Is he wanted to put pressure on Maggio, get him out of the pocket. He even said in the interview, Maggio stresses when he's not in the pocket. He doesn't really make clean throws, and we've seen that. And so head coach Dobitz is correct in that case, where we've seen Maggio has struggled whenever he leaves the pocket, and the Tornadoes have just done a good job, and because of that, Maggio hasn't been as consistent, so we're not seeing as many clean throws to Jake Deutsch, Isaac Wisniewski, Owen Wiersma, and it adds up after a while. But Central Cass defensively just has had all the answers to the Tornadoes offense. They haven't been able to get a drive where they really push the ball into Central Cass territory, barring one where they got a 15-yard reception that crossed the 50.
As both teams prepare to start the second half, Jerry, what do you feel if we looked at both teams? What's going to be the key for both teams if they're going to come out of this with a victory?
Penalties. Stop getting these unnecessary penalties. Both teams struggled in the first half with false starts, offsides,
blocks in the back,
holds.
Yeah.
And that kills any momentum you have going on a drive. That's what happened in the very first drive for Central Cass when they get all the way down into the red zone territory. They look like they're about to score. False start. They're pushed back 5 yards. They can't convert, and then they have to settle for a field goal. The Tornadoes offensively, they get a good drive going. False start. Go back 5 yards. They can't really do nothing. It goes back to Central Cass. Both teams just need to find a way to not have these penalties. It has not been a clean game by any means whatsoever.
10-0 is our score at the break. Central Cass and Oaks both out of the locker room, stretching, getting ready for the second half. We'll take our final break. We'll do our stretches, our calisthenics. We'll get ready for the second half of action from Central Cass High School. Your score at the break, 10-0. Central Cass with the lead over Oaks. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with your live event.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts, from edible bean equipment to air compressors and pressure washers to Georgia and Rocky boots and grills. Anything you need is under one roof at Emery Vistos Implement. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or go online to vistoimplement.com. That's vistoimplement.com for more information.
Every business has its special needs and its own unique set of challenges. That's why we treat your business just like ours, to make sure you are covered right. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and our agents have seen it all, and one slip-up can take a small business years to recover from. That's why it's so important for a small business to work with an insurance company that can save them money but also make sure they are protected. If you own a small business, we would like to work for you. Go to IrieInsurance.com to find a local agent near you.
Welcome back to Castleton, North Dakota at the Central Cass High School football field, the Tharaldson Athletic Complex. Daniel Gunnarsson alongside Jerry Peralta for yourliveevent.com. Central Cass holds a 10-0 lead coming into the second half of action over the Oaks Tornadoes. The Squirrels won the toss, deferred to the second half, and so they will receive to begin this third quarter. Well, the Oaks Tornadoes will end up kicking off. Oaks offensively, a bit of a struggle. Didn't see a lot of offense. 27 yards passing, 25 yards rushing. Meanwhile, Central Cass was able to move the ball a little bit more effectively. 65 yards through the air, 73 yards on the ground, and a couple scores, one touchdown among them. As we talked about during the break, penalties have been a tough one to overcome for both teams. I'd add to the red zone efficiency for Central Cass has been tough as well. With that being understood, we did see Owen Wiersma towards the end of that first half really start to get carries in bunches, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if Tommy Butler, the head coach of Central Cass, came out and pounded the ball with him, really put it in his legs to move the ball down the field. He is a very strong young man, shifty, coming out of the backfield, and an individual coming into this game with 350 yards, 5 touchdowns. He averages 116 yards a game. He's already halfway to that point. I would not be surprised to see that young gentleman continue to get carries. He does average about 22 carries a game, and right now he sits at 9. So we may see more of him in this second half. The name that we have not called a lot for Central Cass has been Frosty Wisniewski. The ex-receiver came in with 7 receptions, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's been targeted a couple times, but Brendan Maggio, who was 8 of 18 in that first half, has had a tough time connecting really with anybody. Will Elson has a couple catches for 13 yards. Jake Deutsch, as we mentioned, has 2 catches for 26 yards. Owen Wiersma, on top of those 65 yards rushing, has 18 yards receiving. And the Squirrels may go with a more focused attack on the ground, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they try to get Frosty Wisniewski engaged a little bit more in this second half. A couple things to watch out for as these teams hit the field. Back to receive for Central Cass will be Jake Deutsch and Will Elson. Kicking off for Oaks will be Xavier Vossler. He does quarterbacking, he does punting, and he does kicking off. That's high school for you. Your best athlete typically does everything for you, and even sometimes will do more than you expect. Ball teed up at the 40, and we are underway. A short kick taken by Jake Deutsch at the 28. He runs it back up the middle and then is tripped up just past the 40 to the 41-yard line of Central Cass, and that is where the Squirrels will begin. And Jake Deutsch comes up limping just a little bit and is going to try and stay in this game. He waves off anybody trying to come in for him. That would be a tough blow to start the second half, as he lines up on the near side with Brendan Maggio back in the shotgun formation. Two running backs with him, one to the left, one to the right. And we got a man in motion, and then we get a timeout from Greg Dobitz, who is very animated on the sidelines. Not sure what that was about, but the timeout giving the opportunity, among other things, for Jake Deutsch to get a little bit healthier as he's doing some high stepping on the sidelines, but not the way you want to come out of halftime defensively after a kickoff and having to call a timeout right away, just 6 seconds in, 5 seconds in.
I believe looking at the Dobitz, he looked frustrated, and from the looks of it, his team defensively, they weren't getting set. Central Cass was lined up, and his team, defense, they were still trying to find their positions and get set. And I believe he called the timeout to kind of tell them, it's like, you guys have to get set when they're ready, because if they catch you off guard, they'll break one big.
Back out of the timeout, Central Cass, shotgun formation. Wisniewski and Wiersma in the backfield with Maggio. Two to the right side, one to the left for wideouts. Maggio takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off to Wiersma. Comes over that left side to the 45-yard line. Gain of 4 on first down.
And as you mentioned, Daniel, we could expect to see Owen Wiersma get the rock a little more, get more touches, and try to build up some momentum on the ground game. He's rushed fairly well for 69 yards in this game.
Center again, Maggio with Wisniewski in motion. Looks to that side, right side, throws it over the head of Wisniewski. Incomplete, very close to being a lateral, just forward of the line, or the original line of scrimmage, I should say. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 6. Another incomplete pass for Brendan Maggio. They've tried that little swing pass numerous times tonight, and Maggio, who came into this game throwing the ball very well, 31 of 51 in fact, just really has not been able to find the consistency tonight, now 8 of 20. And a 3rd and 6 here for Central Cass. Shotgun formation. They line 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield with Maggio, who takes the snap. He drops back. Pressure comes up the middle. He's flushed. Throws it out to the right, and it is incomplete. Brandon Dolney out there on the coverage. Will Ellison, the intended receiver, but Brandon Dolney yet again making plays in the secondary. Pardon me, it's Blason Dolney making plays in the secondary. Get the name right, because the man has come to play tonight.
Yeah, Blason Dolney just doing it all, especially in that secondary, disrupting these passes from Brendan Maggio. And Maggio, yet again, flushed out of the pocket, not able to, plant his feet, stay in the pocket where he feels comfortable throwing the ball. And a quick 4 and out to start the 3rd.
So Maggio the punt. Dolney back to receive this one. It lands at the Oaks 29 and takes a favorable bounce for the Squirrels as it rolls all the way down to the 10-yard line. And that is where the Tornadoes and their offense will take over. Going back to that 3rd down play, you're right, Jerry, they brought some pressure. It was a delayed blitz up the middle that caused Maggio to flush out to his right. The pass to Ellison, he was open, but there just wasn't enough mustard on that pass. Need a little bit more behind it in order to complete it. Unfortunately for the Squirrels, knocked away by Blason Dolney. And now the Tornadoes will take over at their own 10-yard line. 11 minutes to go for Vossler, who is flushed out to his right, throws it over the middle and throws it behind Joey Heim. Incomplete pass. Putting him on the move was the Central Cass defense. 2nd and 10.
And this is exactly how this game has gone ever since the first half. This is a battle of defensive wills here. Neither defense wanting to give an inch. The Tornadoes defensively, they gave up only 1 touchdown and a field goal, and Central Cass has held strong. But it's only a matter. At this point, it's a matter of time until one offense just breaks one big.
Shotgun formation for Oaks. And it is a low snap, but it is picked up this time by Dolney, who comes up that left side and is ridden out of bounds after a gain of about a yard. And from our vantage point, Jerry, it was really tough to see if Oaks had Vossler out there or not. There is a slight size difference between Blason and Xavier, but that is the kind of formation that we saw at the end of the first half with Blason Dolney taking a direct snap. He didn't gain any yardage on that play, but we saw it again. It was something we alluded to. Will we see more of it? We did there on a 2nd and 10. Now a 3rd and 10 play. Pass out to the left side. It is caught, hauled in. Beautiful catch out there by Barrett Galinsky. A gain of 11 on 3rd and 10. So a big-time completion for Vossler to Galinsky to give them a first down.
Yeah, play-action bootleg by Vossler. Sent him rolling, and he was just able to find Galinsky.
1st and 10, shotgun. Handoff, Schmidt, left side, breaks one arm tackle, spins down to the 26-yard line for a gain of 5. As Schmitz now with 28 yards on the game. And they'll bring up a 2nd and 6. 2nd and 5, we'll call it. Ball just past the 25-yard line.
Tornadoes kind of taking their time with this setup here.
Pistol formation for Vossler. Takes a snap. Hand off to Schmitz, who is ridden down in the backfield by many squirrels, but first among them, Cade Olsen-Tingelstad. A nice tackle for the loss. Back to the 19-yard line, a loss of 6.
I don't even think Tingelstad was touched when getting through that line.
Another 3rd down and long for Oaks. 3rd and 18. Pardon me, 3rd and 12 from the 18 for the Tornadoes. Shotgun formation. They spread them out to the left, to the right. Vossler takes snap. He looks to his left. He's flushed out of there. Running. Throws it downfield looking for somebody, anybody, and he found somebody. Unfortunately, he's in the wrong jersey. Interception picked off by Cooper Johnson of Central Cass all the way down to the Central Cass 45. Somewhat acts as a punt, if you will, for Vossler and the Oaks offense, but definitely not the way that you want to end that first drive of the second half.
No, definitely not. And if you're the Tornadoes, I mean, not much you can do there. Vossler, pressured out of the pocket. He just tries to get rid of one. He has a receiver in the area, but he overshoots him, and it's just going to be beautifully read by Cooper Johnson.
Back on this side, Brandon Maggio hands it off to Owen Wurzma, who goes up the middle for a 10-yard gain and gives the Central Cass Squirrels a first down on the run. So mark down that Cooper Johnson interception with just over 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. As Brandon Maggio lines up in a shotgun formation. Ball at the Oaks 45. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Pressure in his face. He throws out to the right. Has a man, and he hits Jake Deutsch with the catch inside the 10. Down to the 5-yard line. A 40-yard pitch and catch. And there we see it, the connection.
That has been the connection that Maggio has been trying to go to a lot in this game. And he finally hits a beautiful long pass to Jake Deutsch.
So just like that, 50 yards covered by the Central Cass offense. 5 more to go before they find the end zone. Maggio under center, takes the snap, hands it off Wiersma with a nice cut in the backfield, gains maybe 2 extra yards up to the 3-yard line for a gain of 2. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get the ball one more time, and if it takes another carry to get to the end zone a third time on this goal to go down in distance. 2nd and goal, in fact, with 3 yards to go. As Maggio lines up under center, high formation. Wiersma, the tailback. Maggio takes it. Hands off to Wiersma, who breaks through the left line and walks in with a 3-yard touchdown scamper. His 2nd of the game, and he puts the Squirrels up 16-0.
And that's exactly what the Squirrels were expecting. Owen Wiersma, he just used that extra. He just found the lane he wanted, broke through, didn't have much pressure on him, and just pretty much walked that one right in.
His 2nd touchdown of the game. Carter Verkota kick is up and good to make it 17-0 Squirrels with 7:19 to go in the 3rd quarter. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
The team at Maple River Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
Back here at Castleton, North Dakota, Daniel Gunnarsson alongside Jerry Peralta. 17-0 is our score as you're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com. Central Cass with the lead over Oaks, 17-0. And kicking off here with 7:19 to go in the 3rd quarter. Capitalizing off the Cooper Johnson interception, Owen Wiersma takes it in from 3 yards out as the kick by Verkota is end over end. But it bounces past Dolney. Wisely, Blason allows that one to go out of bounds, so an illegal procedure call will be the penalty against Central Cass, and Oaks will get an opportunity to start with the ball at very good field position on their 2nd possession of the 3rd quarter at their own 35-yard line. This offense for Oaks needs to start to get it going a little bit. That interception thrown by Vossler, he was flushed out to his right on their last possession and kind of threw up a Hail Mary. Came down in the hands of Cooper Johnson. And it was a play that we marked down as potential turning point for Oaks as Vossler throws it wildly as he had pressure in his face, incomplete. Central Cass bringing the heat. In fact, Cam Parker coming off that right side on a play-action play as Vossler turned around, had Parker right in his lap. 2nd and 10.
And it looks like we're going to see one of those direct snap Wildcat formations here as Vossler goes off the field. And, yeah, Vossler just not having the best of time right now, getting a lot of pressure in his face.
So, again, Blason Dolney. Look like a direct snap. Will take it. Cuts inside a blocker, gets past the 35 and upended at the 38-yard line. So a gain of 3 for Dolney. And that is the 2nd time this half we have seen that Wildcat formation as Vossler comes back into the game on a 3rd and 7 from the 38. Oaks is going to spread it out. Yeah, get some yardage here. Oaks has been kind of on the precipice of at least asking the question, do we go for it on 4th down, depending on the down and distance where you are on the field. Now you have to take into account time of the game. You're down 17-0. Your offense has really shown a lot. You got to make some move here on 3rd down as Vassar looks right, left, flushed out right, and then just has to throw it away as he is chased by Miles Vance, among others, along with Cade Olsen-Tinglestead out of bounds. So the incomplete pass does set up a 4th and 7, and Oaks will have to punt here. Not the time to risk going for it on 4th down, said Coach Dobitz. But again, a 3 and out. They avoid the interception, but you give it back to an offense that took 5 plays to score a touchdown in Central Cass. As Vassar will take the snap, punts it away. This is a good end-over-end kick as Jake Deutsch will take it at his own 35, breaks some coverage, comes back to the 40, now cuts it up to the 45 and is wrestled down there. So a strong return by Deutsch of 10 yards puts Central Cass in good field position for this drive in the 3rd quarter. 6:19 to go.
Very interesting, the fact that Deutsch decided to take that one himself. He had two tornado defenders just right in his face, but he made a good move and, like you said, managed to break one for at least 10 yards.
Ball at the 45 of Central Cass. The Squirrels take it over as Maggio takes the snap, throws it out to his left and throws it. His intended receiver was Will Elson as Jake Deutsch was trying to set up for a block, and now Deutsch comes up lame again. It's the second time we've seen that. This time he does have to come out. He may have got stepped on as he was blocking forward. The pass, an errant one from Maggio, was thrown a little bit far up the line of scrimmage. With that kind of swing pass, really what you're looking to accomplish is to get Will Ellison in motion and have him catch it with his momentum going forward. Unfortunately, that one incomplete, setting up his 2nd and 10. Wiersma, though, will bust it up the middle, making a nice cut down to the Oaks 35.
And that's just what Wiersma has done like throughout this entire game. You know, Maggio may miss a pass or two, but the moment they give it up to Owen Wiersma, he's just breaking one big and getting a lot of good yardage there.
20-yard gain on his 14th carry of the evening. He's now over 100 yards, 2 scores, and quickly looking to be our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game, which we will name in the post-game show following the conclusion of this one. Maggio takes the snap, hands it off. Wiersma looking, picking, shedding defenders, finally wrestled down after a 5-yard gain, an entertaining 5-yard gain at that as Barrett Galinsky is able to wrestle him down, but more yardage for Wiersma. And the young man at 6 foot, 185 pounds, he's only a junior. So you're going to hear his name quite a bit in the rest of this year and the year to follow. He's a load. He brings it. He is not someone that is easily taken down as Maggio takes a snap. He looks to his right. He throws to his right. He has a man open. It's Jake Deutsch who goes up. High points the ball. Did he come down with it? Yes! Touchdown, Central Cass. Brendan Maggio with a 30-yard touchdown strike to Jake Deutsch. It's 23-0 Squirrels.
And and Jake Deutsch, that's the play you've been Maggio has been waiting for this entire game. Most of the passes that have gone to Deutsch have been those long bombs, and Deutsch dropped one in the end zone in the first half. He redeemed himself by catching this one and landing in the end zone for just a beautiful play. Those two, just the dynamic duo.
Carter Dakota makes it a 24-0 game with 4:56 to go in the 3rd quarter. Your score, Central Cass 24, Oaks nothing. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Daniel Gunnarsson and Jerry Peralta in Castleton for this North Dakota Class B 11-man matchup between Central Cass and Oaks. It's 24-0 Central Cass. They have started to get some big chunk plays over the course of this third quarter. The last one, a 30-yard touchdown pass from Brendan Maggio to Jackson Deutsch. Jackson's 7th touchdown of the year. That reception, by the way, for tonight puts him close to 100 yards. In fact, he has 4 catches for 96, 70 yards in the last 2 receptions alone for the Squirrels' star wide receiver.
And I mean, what a change in offense that we've seen from the Squirrels. It looked like on that first drive, it seemed like we were just about to see a lot of the same.
Carter Vercoda with a nice kick that goes out of bounds. A touchback for the young man, Carter Vercoda, the sophomore kicker extraordinaire for the Squirrels, and Oaks will take over at their own 20.
But as I was saying, that first drive from the Squirrels seemed like we were about to see much of the same from the first half. Offensively, couldn't really get it going. The Tornadoes defense holding strong. Squirrels get the big turnover on the immediate next drive for the Tornadoes, and then the offense just now gets into a groove, and they have a lot of momentum on their side.
A late substitution for Central Cass as Garrett Haugen steps onto the field. Vossler in a shotgun formation, steps back, throws over the middle. It's a high throw, and it's incomplete. Falling down to the turf, put some steam on it for Joey Heim, who couldn't bring it in. Incomplete as Cooper Johnson was trying to track it down, coming up with his second interception of the game. As Jerry alluded to, that interception from him with about 9 minutes to go in the third quarter really felt like a turning point in this game, as Central Cass has put up 14 points in the last 4 minutes plus of game action and has put some distance between themselves and the Tornadoes. And Xavier Vossler and this Oaks offense looking to do something. Snap taken, and it'll be Vossler who'll keep it after he takes it out of Schmidt's stomach. He cuts inside, an advancing Miles Vance gets to the 23-yard line, a run of 3 for Vossler. And it'll set up a 3rd and 7. We haven't seen Vossler use his legs that much tonight, and in fact, we haven't really seen much of David Schmitz. He had 46 attempts coming into this game, but so far tonight, only 8. And you understand, as the score has started to expand in favor of Central Cass, Oaks having to extend that game, pick up a lot of yards, does have to throw a little bit more. In fact, trying to throw on that play to Schmitz is incomplete, as he is met in the backfield by Central Cass's Cade McKinnon, a hard hit.
And the Squirrels were just ready for that play there. Knew what was coming, and McKinnon just with a beautiful defensive effort. And the Squirrels defense holds strong yet again. And going to your point with David Schmitz not running the ball a lot, coming into the game, you would expect we would have seen him carry the ball a little bit more. But it seems like the Tornadoes are just wanting to get Vossler just a little bit more comfortable throwing the ball.
Vossler punting away for the Tornadoes, gets it down to the Central Cass 43-yard line, where the Squirrels will take over. A 24-0 lead with 3:55 to go. This is a critical point for Oaks in this game, because another score here for the Squirrels could put an early end to this one for the Tornadoes.
Well, yeah, because if the Squirrels manage to score on this drive, the Tornadoes go down 30 30 points, potentially 31 points, and with about 15 minutes total between the third and fourth quarter left to go in the game, that's almost an impossible task, especially when your offense hasn't been producing as much as you would like them to.
4-yard gain by Owen Wiersma, his 16th carry of the contest. As Brendan Maggio will jump back into a shotgun formation. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Wiersma in the backfield with him on a 2nd and 6. He'll hand it off to him. A big hole over the left side. Nice little cut to get him past the 50 as Wiersma is taken down up at the 46-yard line. But another gain, another solid gain of 7 for Wiersma as he's up to 120 yards rushing on 17 carries. Brandon Maggio was 8 of 18 in that first half for 65 yards. Since he has gone 2 for 5 with a touchdown and 70 yards through the air. Of course, both those big passes to Jake Deutsch for 40 and 30 yards, the last one being a touchdown as we hit the 2:50 mark to go in the third quarter. Wiersma takes the handoff. He's looking. He cuts it out to the outside. Now cuts it back inside. He is full of moves, that young man. He brings it up from the 46 to the 43-yard line. A entertaining gain of 3 for him as that carry total continues to grow up to 18 and 123 yards. And he will take a well-deserved rest over to the sidelines. He averages 22 carries a game. He's rapidly approaching that mark as we rapidly approach the end of this third quarter. Shotgun formation, Maggio takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Wisniewski, who goes over that left side. He's churning his legs up to the 40-yard line. A gain of 3 will set up a 3rd and 4. Wisniewski, the spellback really for Wiersma when he needs a breather. He came into this game with 17 carries and 59 yards. No touchdowns. He has seen a bit of action as well through the air. But he's back in center with Maggio, takes a snap, throws it out over to the right. This one is caught by Frosty Wisniewski, who gets it all the way down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. A 21 pitch and catch, Frosty Wisniewski.
First time we're hearing his name tonight. Well, first time we're hearing his name on the offensive side. Wisniewski has been having himself a fantastic game defensively, putting a lot of pressure on Vossler, but that's the first time we've seen Maggio go to Frosty.
And he had some time in the backfield. That's another thing with Maggio, to have that time to be able to set up and fire in a clean pocket. Nice little comeback route out of the slot position for Wisniewski, who lines up now on the far right with Jake Deutsch on the far left, and no coverage on Deutsch as Maggio takes that snap in shotgun, hands it off to Wiersma, who's dancing in the backfield but is finally caught from behind. Nice pursuit by Adler Paper to bring down Wiersma, and unfortunately Paper staying on the ground in what appears to be a cramp as one of his teammates is trying to work it out at the 20-yard line. With 22 seconds to go, it's 24-0 Central Cass. We will break as they attend to the injured player on the field. Your score, 24-0 Central Cass with the lead. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
I'm the first kid in my family to have graduated from college. And then at NDSCS, they told me, hey, look, you can get credits for this, you can go further. So I start to see like my horizon broaden up. I'm going to be pretty unstoppable. My name is Julie, and I'm here for my future.
You couldn't pick a better community to be a part of. I've actually been to another college, and this one was a far better experience because of the support of the faculty and the staff here. It's just outstanding. My name is Andrew, and I'm here for my future.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Back here in Castleton, because of the injury, and thankfully the individual was able to pop up right away, Adler Paper, but because of the injury, the referees allowed for the rest of the game clock in the third quarter to run to 0, and so now we're entering the fourth quarter with the score 24-0 Central Cass with the lead. Ball on the Oaks 20, and a 2nd and 10 coming up for the Squirrels offense. One more quarter of action here from Castleton. Central Cass looking to improve to 4-0 on the year and 2-0 in the Southeast Division, while the Tornadoes trying to at least scratch the surface against this Central Cass defense. They're going to have to get the ball back, though, as Maggio in a pistol formation takes the snap, hands it off Worsma right up the middle. Big hole, gutting that Oaks defense. Now carrying defenders with them as he goes down at the 6-yard line. A strong run of 14 yards from Worsma, setting up a 1st and goal for the Squirrels.
And Wiersma just doing what he has done throughout this entire game whenever he's gotten the ball. Big explosive plays, finding the hole, carrying defenders whenever one gets close, and he has just found a way to just break through the Tornadoes' front line.
We also got to give credit to this offensive line as well. Micah Van Hall at center, Dylan Sale at left guard, Tyler Cruchet at right guard. The holes for the majority have been right up the middle. Those 3 men have been able to push the pile often. As there's a play-action play and coming from the blind side, a sack. Is that a fumble? It appears to be. No, they're going to say incomplete pass. Boy, Brendan Maggio looked to just let go of that ball as a fumble, and Greg Dobitz is fired up. How they are going to call that an incomplete pass, I believe, is his argument, and not an intentional grounding is the question. And I have some questions, too, because it either looked like Maggio was on the ground or he fumbled that, and there's the flag. At the very least, that has to be intentional grounding because there is the call. There was no receiver in the area. And it looked like Maggio, in self-preservation, was just trying to get rid of the ball. And if the outcome, in our opinion, was one of 3 things, a sack, a fumble, or this is probably middle of the road. If you're Greg Dobitz, you would have preferred the fumble. If you're Central Cass, you would have preferred maybe an incompletion or just the sack. But as it is, the intentional grounding, which does act as a sack in any case because it does cause a loss of down and the ball is placed at the 20-yard line. So a loss of 16 on the play sets up a 2nd and goal from the 20. Great job by the Oaks defense to come out with that blitz and get the sack. Handoff to Worsma up the middle as he's churning his way. He is brought down short of the 15 at the 16 by Landon Potasic. With the tackle. And will set up a 3rd and goal from the 16. So as we said prior to the beginning of this drive, it was a important drive for Oaks. They have a lot of ground to make up with under 11 minutes to go in this game. But if they can find a way to hold Central Cass here as the pressure comes up the middle, Maggio throws it out to his left and it is caught, but well short of the end zone is Frosty Wisniewski as he gets it down to the 9-yard line, a gain of 7 for him. And so it'll set up a 4th and goal from the 9. And Carter Verkota and the Central Cass kicking unit will come on in to attempt a 26-yard field goal. Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. No, pardon me, no good. No good. He missed it wide to the right. So the missed field goal from the 26 for a 26-yard field goal gives the Tornadoes the ball back at their own 16-yard line, and a little bit of life for the Tornadoes with 9:43 to go, but you got to hit a big one. Got to get a stop. You got to hit another big one. There's a lot of things that have to go right for Oaks, and there is no room for error for the Tornadoes on this possession.
I mean, you said it. You know, there is no room for error. If you're the Tornadoes, you need to get a score here. Either your defense needs to make a big stop on the next drive for Central Cass, or you got to get an onside kick. There's just a lot of room for error offensively. The Tornadoes just haven't done a lot. As David Schmitz is just going to get stuffed for no yardage there on that play. And through the air, Xavier Vossler has just had all kinds of pressure in his face when throwing. He hasn't been able to make the cleanest of passes, but he has a couple completions to his name, but there's just a lot of moving pieces for the Tornadoes if they want to try and come back in this game.
Second and 10 from their own 20. Vossler, pistol formation, puts a man in motion. Takes a snap, pitches it to his left. Schmitz looking for some room, is cut down in the backfield. Great play over there by Cade McKinnon, as Schmitz is only able to grade a yard. It has been tough sledding for him. 10 carries, 29 yards, a 3rd and 9 coming up here for Oaks. And the Tornadoes staring really at the possibility of having to go for it on 4th down deep in your own territory. It's not the position you want to be in if you're Coach Dobitz, but you're really left with no choice based on score, based on time left in the game. Vossler looking to make a play on 3rd down, has pressure right in his face as he throws the ball into the turf. Pressure brought off that right side by that Central Cass defense. Tyler Crochet. That young man has been a menace tonight. Came in as one of the sack leaders for Central Cass. Has 4 on the year. The 5'11", 205-pound sophomore. Tough to defend coming off that left end. And Oaks on a 4th and 9 with 8:17 to go, deciding it is best to punt. Ball is at their own 21. And Vossler stands at his own 10 with Jake Deutsch back at his own 45. Snap is low. Vossler fakes it. He's going to have to try and run out of trouble and cannot. Taken down on the Central Cass sideline by Cade McKinnon. Not sure if that was a design or if that was just because of the pressure brought from the left. Either way, disaster for the Tornadoes as Central Cass takes over from their own, from the Oaks 19-yard line.
I would say that fake was not by design, and that came from the pressure from Cade McKinnon. We had a muffed punt earlier on the very first punt for Oaks. They weren't going to risk with that kind of pressure, so I would say that's a good decision. But just Central Cass' defense coming up, or special teams just coming up big.
Jake Thompson in at quarterback, hands it off to Jaden Dutt, and Dutt will take it up from the 20-yard line to the to the 15. So a gain of 5 for Dutt, as we are starting to see some of those backups make their way in for the Squirrels. Thompson in the shotgun formation again. Takes a snap, hands it off to Dutt, who's looking for more room off the left side. Found it as he gains his way down to the 10-yard line, close to another 1st down for Central Cass. And a gain of 4 on the play will set up a 3rd and 1. So if that is it for Brendan Maggio, Owen Wurzma, Jake Deutsch, Frosty Wisniewski, and the Central Cass offense, a solid night to say the least.
It did take Maggio and Jake Deutsch a little longer to kind of get into a groove, but they got into a groove, and they really showed up in the second half.
Dutt again over the left side, gets a first down, and then is taken down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. So another 5-yard carry for Dutt. And it puts it at first and goal.
Result of the run, a squirrel, first down. First and goal.
Central Cass going to work this clock as we hit the 6:55 mark to go in this game. Plenty of time for the second unit of the Squirrels to put one in, but definitely not enough time for the Tornadoes to pull off a miracle. Thompson takes a snap, he looks to his right, fakes, now he's going to run to the left side, has some room, has an opening, and has a touchdown. Jacob Thompson from 5 yards out runs it in, and another score for the Central Cass Squirrels makes it 30-0. The third rushing touchdown of the game for the Central Cass offense. Thompson, instead of trying to throw it and fit it into a tight window, is able to put it in. This extra point is blocked by the Tornadoes. A consolation prize as it falls harmlessly to the turf, but the score remains a large lead for the Squirrels. 30-0 is our score as the clock will run continuously in the fourth quarter. 5:40 and counting to go. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises. Have you been thinking about upgrading your planter? Take advantage of up to 10% cash discounts on all precision planting equipment through August 31st. Rebates of up to $200 per row with Delta Force V-Drive and Speed Tube are also available with cash discounts or our financing options. Now is the time to upgrade your planter at the lowest pricing of the season. Stop by for a visit. RDK Enterprises now open in Hillsboro and Drayton, North Dakota, or look us up at planterdoc.com.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Back here in Caston, about to kick off. They fixed a clock error. The clock does stop at 5:53 to go in the second half. 5:53 to go in the game. Waiting for that signal from the back judge. And after this kickoff, we'll get you some updates from around the state. Football games all up and down the region. Jerry has updates for us from many of those contests. For Coda's kickoff, high end over end. Pardon me, taken by Blason Doley at the 15-yard line, and runs it up the right side, past the 30, down to the 34-yard line before he is pushed back by the Central Cass special teams. Gets to the 35, and that's where Oaks will start. Jerry, some scores.
Yeah, for some of your scores, Northern Cass taking on Hillsboro Central Valley, and Hillsboro Central Valley comes away victorious with a 42-0 victory. Sargent County currently taking on Oak Grove. That game in the fourth quarter, Sargent County leading Oak Grove 22-20. Then looking at some EDC football, West Fargo Cheyenne currently down in the fourth quarter against Shanley 23-20. And then looking at some nine-man football, Finley Sharon Hope Page taking on Larimore. Finley Sharon Hope Page comes away victorious with a 56-16 victory to close that one out in Hope, North Dakota.
Thank you, Jerry. David Schmitz takes that carry, loses a yard back to the 34-yard line. Blason Dolney now at quarterback. Snap is low. Dolney will take it, runs to his left, looking for some yardage. Avoids one tackle, cannot avoid another. Jake Deutsch coming up and making the tackle. A loss of 4 on the play for Dolney. Deutsch, he can do it through the air on offense. He can do it through defense. And his tackling set up a 3rd and 15. Jake Deutsch on the receiving end of a long 30-yard touchdown from Brendan Maggio with 4:56 to go in the 3rd quarter. That was his last reception of the game. But if all things stay pat, he's going to end with 5 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. A solid performance for him as Vossler's back in a shotgun. He runs out to his right, has a man open. He throws it that way, but overshoots the intended target of Grant Wagner by a good 5 yards as the ball falls harmlessly out of bounds. And that has just been the kind of night the Oaks offense has had. Xavier Vossler has missed on his last 6 passes and has been 1 for his last 11 tonight. It has just been tough for this Oaks offense to get anything going as he stands back at his own 20, looking to punt it away. Good punt as he booms it well over the head of Cooper Johnson, who lets it bounce. This one goes inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. So Xavier Vossler with a phenomenal punt. And that's where Central Cass will take over from as that clock continues to run as we melt away the 4th quarter. Speaking of this offense for Central Cass, talked a little bit about Jackson Deutsch and his night. Brendan Maggio as well. A strong performance in the second half. He was 12 of 25 overall, but 4 of 7 in that second half. Had 153 yards passing in total, 92 yards in that second half, and the touchdown. Of course, 2 big passes to Jake Deutsch of 30 and 40 yards. And we'll keep it right here as there has been a timeout. But really, Jerry, who I think you and I could both agree on that we're looking at to be our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the game, it's most likely going to end up being Owen Wiersma, who had a tremendous game on the ground, 141 yards on 21 carries and 2 touchdowns, both of 3 yards. Could have been a much bigger night had he had that 88-yard touchdown not taken off the board, but he just really took over in the second half.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Owen Wiersma not only took over in the second half, but he just had control in this entire game. He had the explosiveness to keep things going, keep the offense out on the field, keep their drives going, extend plays for big gains. Always turning his legs, fighting for extra yards. He just did it all, and it really shows in his numbers.
So Central Cass will come out after the timeout. Kay Thompson again running the offense for the Squirrels. Shotgun formation. Jacob Thompson. Take the snap. Hand it off to Jaden Duft, who finds some room over that right side. Up to the 15-yard line for a gain of 6 on the carry for Jaden Dutt, who is spelled in very nicely for Owen Wiersma late in that 4th quarter. And we'll have a couple more plays here for the second-team offense of Central Cass. Shotgun formation again for Thompson. He hands it off. This time a nice little carry up the middle for Briar Schaefer. So Schaefer gets up to the 21-yard line at a first down.
And as we inch closer, we're now in the final minute here. Central Cass just taking their time, just letting this clock wind down. And a good win. A good win for Central Cass. Their offense took a little while to get going. It took them all the way until the second half to get really into a rhythm. But after that, they've played really well.
Shotgun, handoff, looking for some more room is Schaefer again. Gets it past the 21 to the 22, so a yard gain, and that most likely will be the last play of this game. And you are right, Jerry, to see this offense finally get their legs under them. If we had those plays that you mark and the plays that you look at and go, this was the turning point, that Cooper Johnson interception with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter most likely was the turning point of that second half that really gave the offense an opportunity to come back and drive home the nail and deliver the victory for the Central Cass Squirrels. It's a final here from Castleton. The Squirrels defeat the Oaks Tornadoes 30-0 to move to 4-0 overall, 2-0 in the 11B Southeast Division, while the Oaks Tornadoes fall to 1-3 overall, 1-1 in division play. Keep it right here. We're going to come back, give you some final stats, a recap of tonight's game, and present the RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
If you're in need of Minnesota and or North Dakota high school athletics coverage, head to yourliveevent.com so you don't miss out on moments like these.
Straight up the middle, bounces, he's open, he's down the field, touchdown, Nuggets!
Go to our YouTube page at Your Live Event, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated.
Intercepted!
Follow us on Twitter at Your Live Event 1 and on Facebook at Your Live Event.
Harvest is more than the act of reaping what you've sown. It's the culmination of months of hard effort, along with a few weeks of working 24/7 to bring the crop in. At Sesvanderhof, we're continuously working to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature, so that you can end each harvest on a high note. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sesvanderhof, a passion that grows.
The Ada EDA is committed to improving the quality of life for Ada residents by providing assistance to new and small businesses, developing and assisting with affordable housing to provide economic growth in our community, and including building incentives with affordable lots in great locations with amenities, and also city property tax abatement and free city utilities. For information, contact City of Ada 784-5522 or visit the City of Ada website, Ada.
Welcome back to Castleton as the post-game show is upon us on yourliveevent.com. The final score here, Central Cass with a 30-0 victory over the Oaks Tornadoes. Daniel Gutterson here with you, Jerry Peralta helping out as well with tonight's broadcast, and a big thank you to him along with Joel Morgan from yourliveevent.com giving us the opportunity to put on these games, and this is not the only one. On yourliveevent.com, they do a whole host of local broadcasts for local high school teams, not only football but volleyball as well throughout the fall, winter, and spring. And I'm very appreciative of the opportunity to call tonight's game, and a fun game at that. The score, a 30-0 victory for Central Cass. While we have a moment on tonight's post game, let's just give you a little bit of a recap of how we got to tonight's score. The opening salvo was fired by Central Cass with a Carter Rakota 24-yard field goal with 6:14 to go in the first quarter. That made it 3-0. That came off a muff punt from Oaks that set up the Squirrels with phenomenal field position. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize on it. Later in the first half, Owen Wurzma was able to capitalize with a 3-yard touchdown with 4:06 to go to make it 10-0. But that first half, really Oaks held their own defensively against the Central Cass offense and kept them in check. We go into the second half of action, and that's when things started to break. The first drive for Central Cass was a 3-and-out, but then a Cooper Johnson interception at his own 45-yard line set up that Central Cass offense with the burst that they needed. It was capitalized by an Owen Wiersma 3-yard touchdown. Prior to that, a Jake Deutsch 40-yard reception put them in the red zone. That touchdown carry by Wiersma with 7:19 to go in the third made it 17-0. And really the backbreaker came shortly thereafter, a 30-yard touchdown from Brandon Maggio to Jake Deutsch to make it 24-0 with 4:56 to go. Jaden Thompson added a touchdown late. Jacob Thompson added a touchdown late, a 5-yard scamper in the fourth quarter to make it 30-0 after a PAT was blocked. Statistics, we'll take a look at those. Brandon Maggio, we start with him, the quarterback for Central Cass. He ended tonight 12 of 25 for 153 yards and a touchdown, but a majority of those yards came in the second half, and a really solid play from him in the second half as well. Jake Deutsch on the receiving end of a couple big plays. He had 5 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown of his own. Frosty Wisniewski caught 2 passes in the second half after being held without a catch in the first. He had 2 catches for 28 yards. Owen Wiersma had 3 catches for 18 yards, but where he really shined was on the ground. 21 carries, 141 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And for that performance, not only the 141 yards, but really the 159 yards of total offense tonight for him, gives us the opportunity to name him the RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. Thinking about upgrading your planter? Visit RDK Enterprises at their locations in Hillsboro and Drayton, North Dakota to learn about available rebates and financing. RDK Enterprises, planterdoc.com. RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game goes to Owen Wiersma. For the Oaks Tornadoes offensively, it was a bit of a struggle for them tonight. Tip your hat to that Central Cass defense. They harassed Xavier Vossler all night long. He had 4 completions out of 17 passes for 38 yards. David Schmitz had a tough night running as well, as he gained 28 yards on 11 carries. Joey Heim had a 1 reception for 18 yards, but really that was the highlight of the offense for the Oaks Tornadoes. Just a very tough night, tough sledding for them as they fall this year to 1-3 overall and 1-1 in the division. And of course, Central Cass moving up to 4-0 overall, 2-0 in the division. We're going to take one final break. We're going to try and hopefully get the head coach of the Central Cass Squirrels, Tommy Hunter, to come up here and give us an interview. Tommy Butler, pardon me, and talk about his team's win tonight and what's next for the Squirrels as they continue to move forward in the 2021 season. You're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
Back here in Castleton, North Dakota, a 30-0 win for the Central Cass Squirrels as they take down the Oaks Tornadoes. As you're watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com. Daniel Gutterson here, joined by the head coach of Central Cass, Tommy Butler. And Coach, congratulations on the win. You guys moved to 4-0, but that first half, Oaks really did a number. They really held you in check offensively. What do you feel changed in the second half that allowed you guys to create the distance and get the victory?
Execution, honestly. The way we executed second half was the big difference, We went in at halftime, talked to our guys. It wasn't a butt chewing or anything like that, but it was, we knew what we were doing wrong. We were making mistakes. We had opportunities. We get a long one that gets called back. We drop a touchdown, just little things like that. And again, what I love from our guys is that, those things could use, like a couple years ago, that takes us out of the game. We're now down in the dumps. We're not sure if we're going to be able to come back from that. Where I thought this group just, hey, yeah, you're right. We made mistakes. We didn't do what we were supposed to do, but, we're on to the second half. And I thought that they really came back second half and honestly dominated the second half.
How important was that Cooper Johnson interception to really give you that momentum? You started out the second half. It was a quick 3 and out, or really the offense sputtered there, and then Cooper comes up with that big pick, and it was just, a takeoff from there.
Yeah. No, he, I thought one of the coolest things I thought that happened during the game was at halftime, Owen came up to me, and Cooper is his backup. And they rotate a bunch or whatever, but Owen came up to me and said, "Hey, Coach, you think Cooper can take all these reps? I'm gonna do some work on offense, but I think Cooper can go." And I said, "Yeah, I'm ready for it." So talk to Cooper. He was ready for the moment. The moment wasn't too big for him. We went over a couple things. He was ready to make plays, and I think that's what you saw from him. So I couldn't be more proud of that guy. That guy works his butt off. And to get a moment like that is pretty special. So
yeah, you mentioned your running back, Owen Worsma. He definitely needed the rest. He really took over in the second half, started carrying the load. As you had mentioned in the pregame, you feel he's one of the best backs in the state. There was nothing that he did tonight to dispel what you feel. He was incredible.
Yeah.
Take us through that second half performance.
Yeah, we went in at halftime and said, we're going to lean on our O-line, and we're going to let Owen eat a little bit. And he did. He takes the workload, with all confidence that he can do it. And again, I thought our offensive line was superb. We had some guys rotating in. Again, there's going to be stuff that we gotta work on, but I really thought it was just a phenomenal team win. We took the shots when they were there, but we also said, we're gonna pound it on you. We're gonna lean on our guy to be a dog, and I thought that's what he was. So
next 2 games for you are 2 of the best teams in your division, with Lisbon and Kindred. Kindred coming up first on the road. You're going to celebrate this for a little bit, but we know as a coach it's tomorrow. You're already going to be looking at tape and thinking about how do we game plan for Kindred? How do we get ready for the Vikings? To you, what do you feel is going to be the need, or what do you feel is going to be what you guys are going to prepare for as you get ready for that game next week?
They got a great coaching staff over there. Coach Crane and his staff are going to be well prepared. They're going to have wrinkles in that, we probably haven't seen yet. So, again, it always comes down to, can you stop the run? Can you make them one-dimensional? But they got a great quarterback that can make good throws. So, hopefully we can take away their run game and try to make them one-dimensional. If we can do that, I think we give ourselves a shot. But, McQuillan's a freaking baller. So, hopefully we can do that, though. I think our guys are ready for the challenge. It's Kindred week, right? I'm sure they're thinking the same thing. They can't wait to play us. We can't wait to play them. Some of those guys on their staff are, my good friends. So, we won't be calling each other this week, but.
Not even a text, not even hey, nothing. Just silence.
It'll probably be silence, or might be good luck, But other than that, though, it's, and again, afterwards we'll talk about it, we'll chat about it. But we're ready for the game. Our guys are excited. I know, again, their guys are pumped too. So it should be a battle. It should be a fun one.
Yeah, and it was a good one tonight with a 30-0 victory. Coach, congratulations. Thank you for taking some time to join us here on yourliveevent.com, and good luck next week against Kindred.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Go Squirrels, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. That's Tommy Butler, the head coach of the Central Cass Squirrels, as the Squirrels move to 4-0 overall, 2-0 in the Southeast Division 11-man. They are streaking. As you can tell, the coach is extremely happy with the results, very proud of his young men tonight, and looking forward to seeing how they respond next week against Kindred. It'll be a fun game at that. For Jerry Peralta, I'm Daniel Gunnarsson. Thank you so much for joining tonight's broadcast on your live event, and thank you to all the sponsors that give us the opportunity to put on tonight's game. Please take an opportunity and visit your local business, support them like they do us. Final score from Castleton: Central Cass Squirrels 30, the Oaks Tornadoes nothing. You've been watching North Dakota High School football on yourliveevent.com.